who told me that I had ADD and ADHD.
It's probably
Or-
mom.
It was either probably mom or Oma or something like that.
Mhm.
Probably Oma because like she had to like sit down and teach me how to read and like
Oh, Jesus.
oh yeah no it was when she tells stories about that I'm like God I was a nightmare child.
You probably weren't a nightmare. She just couldn't. She just was having a hard time with you.
I mean that's fair.
I mean, remember, she's still convinced that our eldest nephew at the age of 2 hated her specifically.
well I mean they did.
Hey, Nano.
Oh hey
Hey.
you're early, congratulations.
Yeah, you're right on time.
You're right on time. I was gonna wait until like a little bit to start playing, but since someone's already here,
Right?
yes, we just gotta start this mofo.
It seems to be.
No, but like with my grandma,
Mm-hmm.
like I just remember her like us having to shout out to the Magic Treehouse series
Oh,
because that's what really got me
Mm-hmm.
starting to read, and I love those books.
Yeah.
I love those books so much.
I'm surprised that they haven't tried to turn them into a series.
Same, actually. Like that would make a really good children's series.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember reading all of those, and specifically what she did is that I don't remember if it was like I would read a chapter and then she would read a chapter, or she would read a page and I would read it would just be alternating type stuff to give my brain a break, and it was just something else. But I'm pretty sure if anybody told me who I had like ADD or ADHD first, it would probably be Oma, and mom would just enable it, because I think that just makes the most sense. Other than that, don't know. I wonder if I can. Whee! I wasn't angled enough. I want to see if I can. Is there a thing? Is there a thing here? There's not.
So what are you doing?
I was trying to see if there was like little treasures or things that I could find.
I'm certain that there is somewhere in some corner. I think they're underneath there. Like if you turn around.
Like underneath here.
Yeah. Like if not underneath there, behind you. Like if you keep going to the edge,
Like
there
this?
there may be something over there.
Maybe there's just pain.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh gee. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh geez.
Oh gosh. Oh geez.
Oh, we're
wow.
so Midwestern.
Oh yeah. We're just in the post-apocalyptic West Coast, and
I have this idea that I love, where it's like you just take like archetypes that are like really intense or like whatever, but then just give them like Midwestern accents or just ridiculous accents.
You want to know how I got these scars?
You want to know how I got these scars? Oh, Clarice. Oh, are the lambs still crying out?
Oh,
geez.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Oh, get to the dark side. Give in to the hate.
No, it can't be true.
No, I am your father.
No, that's impossible.
You know it to be true. Like,
Oi, Luke, you was the first.
Luke, you did that first. Like, it just makes it so much more fun.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And like giving like things really ridiculous accents.
Mm-hmm.
It just tickles my brain in a really fun way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do something similar? Because I feel like you.
Not something like that. I do have like a tick where.
Why do you a tick? Explain.
Well, not so much a tick as much. Oh, I guess it is a tick because it's like involuntary. But my brain has to pronounce certain words in specific ways. I've talked about this before with you. Not so much anyone else, but like Jason Statham's name, I have to say it with a lisp.
Jason
So it's Jason Statham. And then there's a highway in the DFW area. Called
George Bush Turnpike.
Yeah, called the George Bush Turnpike, and I have to say it with a Texas twang. So it's the George Bush Turnpike.
I wouldn't even say that's Texas. I just say that's like something else.
Oh yeah, but it is just there are just some things, or like Topo Chico, I have to say it like how they scream Mortal Kombat. So it's
Topo Chico. That would be fun. Also, and don't forget Antonio Banderas.
Oh yeah, Antonio Banderas. Like
also
he,
do
like
that.
yeah, I have to like like do that really staccato.
With our bastardized Castilian.
Yeah, Batterai Catalan.
I knew there was thingies over here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Well, I think I do stuff similarly. Well, I know that like beforehand I would like do games with my friends. They were kind of like word games. Not really, but it would just be like we would
It's not really games, and we didn't really do words. It was just more of a
thing that we just did.
Like sex. It
was sex.
It was just sex.
No, but like it would be we would either be doing like chores or like just going out for groceries or something like that. And whenever we would see like a product or something like that, we would find the weirdest way to mispronounce it.
Oh, well, we do that normally.
Yeah, no, you and I do that normally.
Yeah,
but,
like Disney Plus is Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus, or grapes or garapes.
Well, I know you have to say peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter.
Instead of peanut butter, it's peanut butter.
Yeah.
And like it started with me and my friends just being little cretins, you know? And I remember this one time where we were going out. I think we were at like Trader Joe's or something like that, and we were doing that game, and we were making each other laugh and all sorts of this other stuff. And there was a product that was spelled MYNTZ, and I couldn't. Because like my brain had been set on mispronouncing stuff, but that was such a janky spelling, and I'm like, how the fuck do you even pronounce that regularly? And my friend looks at me and goes, mince. And I was like, shit.
That's funny.
Damn. I'm
funny.
a dummy.
Yes.
But I don't know. It's such a weird thing.
My brain just made a really gross rhyme.
Oh, is it one you would like to share with the class?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. Because it's gross.
It grody?
It grody.
How grody it it?
Like, I don't like it's like, especially because it's like referencing you. Like it's just kind of like nah.
So let's just leave things be.
Yeah, we'll just. You 237. You're like
237. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
You know what?
She
one of the things that I scanned had the answer. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there was a piece of information that was like there are 237 pods, and so you're just like, the missing one,
the missing link, if you will.
Yes. Not Neanderthal, it's Neanderthal.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it's really I wouldn't say interesting, but I think it's kind of funny that my boyfriend Aaron has introduced me to the notion of like comfort shows. And I never really thought about it, about like, there's just nothing that like I don't have the energy to watch anything new or things like that.
Right, yeah.
All this other stuff. And I just kind of I always just kind of in my brain categorize them as my staples and not necessarily my comfort shows.
Oh, God.
Which just shows you a lot of things about me.
Right.
But one thing that I found out is Futurama is one of them.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Well, it's just a really, really good show.
It's a brilliant show. It is the smartest show about dumb people, and it's just amazing.
You go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, but that reminded me about how there was the orangutan doctor fighting with Professor Farnsworth over like the missing link.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it took like hours because he kept on listing all of the links that have been known to be discovered.
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like, haha, I have you now. Like that show is so funny.
My favorite joke from Futurama was when they're at the racetrack.
Oh yeah, the quantum racetrack.
Yeah, the quantum racetrack, and they look through the microscope, and it's just like, and it's so and so by a micron, and then Farnsworth is like, that's not fair. You change the outcome by looking at it.
Like I love Futurama so much. It's just I like even when they're stupid, they're funny to me because they
Yeah.
have very intelligent jokes in that show.
Oh yeah.
Like they have it's a visual gag and it's a math joke, but it's like the infinite theater.
Oh yeah, the Googleplex.
Yeah, the Googleplex theater to where it's an infinite amount of theaters playing an infinite amount of movies.
Yeah.
And it's true because it's Futurama. Or it's just it's
or
so
just dumb
funny.
things like suicide booths.
Oh yeah, like suicide booths. That's really fun. Or like the continuous gag of like the owl infestation of New York.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, no, that's a continuous gag.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, what it was like in the history of New York,
Mm-hmm.
prepare for battle. Like one of the things is that they had a rat infestation, and one of the mayors of New York decided as an eco-friendly way to combat the rat infestation, he did a breeding program of nothing but owls
Oh god.
and oh shit and it became an infestation of owls. So owls are like the new rats. And you'll just see like owl exterminators and things like that.
Oh yeah.
And oh my god, I need to pay attention to this.
Yeah,
bitch.
you fight this thing.
What the? Jesus Christ.
You just hit it with what you have.
And I don't have much.
I know.
I have, and I'm doing the thing.
Yeah.
Let me. Wait. It wasn't it weak to a bunch of shit, or was
No,
that
it's
strong?
just you can just beat the shit out of it.
Oh, I can just beat the fuck out of it.
Yeah. You can like break off pieces and stuff.
Oh shit.
Oh no!
Oh god. Oh jeez. Ah fuck. I actually missed that bit. Eh.
But yeah, you can like get it like breaking off pieces. I think is going to be the best way to do damage to this guy.
Bam.
And then a thing about this type of an enemy is that yeah, like using heavy weapons in this game is just so annoying.
really
it,
added
like
the
it
heavy
hides
to
it
the-
because it's nanomachines. It hides breakable pieces inside itself, so you have to wait until it like
Oh, till it's
attacking you with them, like those like the guns and stuff. You can't.
so you have
really,
to wait until it's.
You can kind of angle it, but not quite get it there. Ooh, hit him! Yeah, laser
cannons.
Yeah. Hey, Green Day.
One of my favorite things in the first Horizon was
Just screw you.
was actively getting like all of the was launching off all of the heavy weapons on like the Mondo bitches and just destroying them with their own weapons. Like that was my favorite.
That
thing.
was like a more valid strategy, but this time it's just like they're just onslaught of attacks, and it's very.
Well, it's annoying because like it also seems like the heavy weapons, they increase the heavy to the weapons. And-
Well, because how long it takes you to pick up a heavy weapon and then aim, like by the time you've picked up a heavy weapon, something's hit you.
Yeah, and it's like you mother fuckwad.
Yeah, so.
Like I want to just beat things with these ginomdos.
Ginondos.
Yeah, you know, the ginomdos.
Oh yes, of the New Hampshire Ginondos.
No, of the Newark Neumdos.
Oh, Newark Nuondos.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're not
They changed
giant.
their names.
when they came in on Ellis Island.
Yeah. Oh my god. Ooh, I hear battle noises. Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna see if I can make expensive thing and do the thingy with it.
You can't hit as a shield. You have to get around it.
Oh, so I have to sneak.
You have to sneak.
And do the this.
And there's a heavy weapon behind it that you can beat the shit out of it with, I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
oh.
this is a battle arena. There it goes.
And then and ooh, medical supplies. Nice. Where was the heavy weapon?
I don't know. She saw it, so it must be true.
Yeah, we have to trust her.
Like Aloy saw it, so it must be there.
Exactly.
You can scan for it, or you can just like tap it and then it'll show up.
Where? I don't.
Just that, and then like and then just like look around and it'll show up.
I don't see. I don't know where to go. I believe her because I believe women. You know.
It's over there.
So I have to sneak over to it.
Yeah. Well, I think there's multiple ones on either side.
But let me just try this way.
There it is. Stalker dirt gun. So just.
You know, just slowly going back.
Yep.
You know,
something that like I always something that kind of like is a sort of a ludonarrative dissonance thing for me, like a break in it, is the fact that none of the robots in this game have like thermal image.
Fuck.
Yeah, like have like thermal imaging or something like that.
Well, I mean, that is true. Like that. And oh fuck.
See,
shit.
yeah, this is just using heavy weapons.
Eh.
Ooh, nice.
And
Oh, you missed it.
and
Congratulations, you wasted a very expensive arrow.
yay! I'm useless. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Jesus.
Shit. God damn.
Yeah.
Oh. No, that's a bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe that happened.
It's immune. Acid does damage, so do acid to it.
Oh, do the rusty rust?
Yeah, do the acid.
And rusty rust. Ha ha! You bitch. You dumb.
It heard you.
Stupid bitch. You ruined everything.
You stupid bitch.
Bitch.
You ruined everything. You stupid bitch. You're just a poopy little slut who hates herself and hurts the people she loves. You ruined everything. You stupid bitch.
And that was
And that was a dramatic reading of You Stupid Bitch by Rachel Bloom.
Oh my god. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is such a good show. Like, I'm really glad. So, there's a thing that I really appreciate when creators start to do this in their construction of their shows, in that they give themselves hard deadline, or not hard deadlines, but like seasons. Like they say, this is going to be a 4-season narrative, and there's nothing else. Like that's with Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, is that they specifically wanted 4 seasons to do everything.
Not deadlines, is limits.
Limits. There we go. Like they gave themselves hard limits about like, this is going to be this long of a show. We're going to have this many seasons. Also that I really appreciate it because it makes it makes everything feel like a tighter and more in.
Well,
like
it is different though, because she went into it knowing that there was going to be an end, because not everyone goes into making a show having an idea that it should end, because some shows are designed to just run on forever.
I don't like those kinds of shows though.
Yeah, no,
well,
they're
very rarely I like those shows.
Yeah, like I mean, like a standard example would be like Law and Order, where it's like
done.
Yeah, it's just never gonna stop. Even though it did, and then now it's back. But then also like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something like that. You know, like that went on for like 6 years, and the only reason it stopped was because the network like canceled it for whatever. Oh no, Sarah Michelle Gellar was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Green Day asked if if what we just did is the new bit, and I will say maybe.
It could be.
There's always a new bit whenever we hang out, almost.
Like we are never consistent with any of our bits.
Yeah.
It is truly Thompson's Gold bits over here.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm not going to do the thing because
Thank you.
both you and I know that not all bits are golden, but all golden are bits.
Fuck off. Fuck off. so dumb. I
It
hate
makes no sense, and I only get joy out of it because it bothers you.
It's very true.
That's real. Like, I recognize that this thing is absolutely like stupid, and it
Yes.
means nothing.
Very true.
But it breaks your brain, and that brings me joy. And it's just
I would say it puts a dent in it that I have to buff out later. I wouldn't
yeah,
necessarily.
it
breaks
mildly perturbs you.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like, oh man.
It's very much that, and I'm just like it. That's what brings me joy. Being like doing minor inconveniences to the ones I love. Like, what truer sign of camaraderie or brotherhood is there?
Yeah. See, Green Day said, the thing about this, too, is that a lot of people sometimes misunderstand that network TV contracts traditionally aim for 5 seasons. That is true, because there's an episode count. It's like 100. I think it's like 65 or 75.
Yeah.
Where as soon as a show reaches that mark, then it's eligible for syndication, meaning that other networks can buy the rights to run it, and that's when a show really makes money is in its syndication. And so when but that's usually for actors. I don't know if that's necessarily for production.
I mean, it would make sense if, like, you can make money off of syndication, that it would also go to the production company as well. I mean, because, you know, you're obviously requesting them to produce more content and giving more longer contracts. I mean, that makes sense to me. I don't know if that's the actual reason, but
Yeah, and
didn't Gargoyles have something like that?
so what happened with Gargoyles? The co-creator Greg Weisman's Gargoyles, because I can't remember the other co-creator. Disney's Gargoyles, the greatest show to ever show a show.
Yeah, that ever showed a show.
That ever showed a show. What happened? Well, Disney just has a rule in general where they will produce a show until it gets to syndication, and then they'll quit it.
They'll hit it and quit it.
Yeah, they'll hit it and quit it, like regardless of. Well, that's a side mission thing.
Oh, that's a side mission thing.
Yeah, there's little drones running around the world that you can like grab them, and then they have little bits of data that they've been recording, like the areas that they're surveying.
Oh, so is
And
this
so
sort
it
of
just
like
it just changes the background. It doesn't do anything. It's
so it's more like I lost my pigeons. Can you find all 149 of them?
It's just a fetch quest. It's just like XP. It really doesn't do anything.
Okay.
But you know, so like, I mean, that's what, you know, like, and usually if it's successful enough, they'll like do a movie or something, but they don't do anything beyond syndication normally. You know, with rare exception.
With rarity.
And so with Gargoyles, what happened with the production of that is that they ordered 12 episodes for the first season, like a normal
like first season show.
Yeah, normal first season show. And then for the second season they ordered like 52.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
And so they had 52 episodes to fill and structure around, and so like that's why there's these massive like 8 episode arcs or like 4 or 5 episode arcs or 8 episode arcs. In Gargoyles is because they just ordered a ton of episodes, and then it got canceled because I think there was like a regime change at Disney, because there were planned spin-offs for that show. There was like
Really?
there were 2. There was one they eventually, one of them eventually became a comic book miniseries, and then that didn't go for very long, and then another one was introduced in the comic books, which is the canonical 3rd season.
Because I know you mentioned the canonical 3rd season before.
Yeah, because there is a 3rd season, but it's called the Goliath Chronicles, and there's some shenaniganery around that I'll get into probably later. That's not canon, because Greg Weisman was not a part of that production, or he was very minimally a part of that.
Okay.
But there was a spinoff about Brooklyn, who he was supposed to get like sort of lost in time, and go on some solo adventures for a while. There was another one that was going to be focusing on a group of bad guys in the Gargoyles universe that was going to be about them, and I think in sort of like a Suicide Squad-esque like thing.
Okay.
But yeah, like there was a regime change and all that got canned.
Oh, that's annoying.
But then they started Disney Saturday Morning after the cancellation, and they were like, "Hey, we need like a young to teen boy show. Can you like let's just make more episodes of this?"
Mm-hmm. You already have the thing.
Because you already have the property, but they had already canceled it, so like everyone was already on like everyone had like moved on to different projects or something, and like they offered Greg Weisman a like showrunner position, but someone else had already filled that role, and he was just like, I'm not going to take someone else's job.
Yeah.
So he came on as like a story editor or something, or like a consultant, but he wasn't a part of anything.
Oh, that's sad.
So that's why it's not canon. So Green Day said it was the case of Buffy it was Buffy, because you mentioned there's like the 5th season was originally meant to be the last, but it even got dropped by Warner Brothers, but then UPN bought it for an additional 2 seasons, and so they had to plan extra. It would have potentially gone longer, except for Sarah dropping out. Yeah, no, that does happen. And then Supernatural likewise planned a 5-year story, but it got renewed for many, many, many years.
Oh god, Supernatural.
And went through
I feel like
multiple
that was the old dog that like needed to die, but no one wanted to put it down. You know?
You don't understand. Like it survived cancer 8 times. I can't just kill it.
But it got cancer 8 times. Like 4 of which were last year.
Yeah, but it survived. It's a survivor.
It doesn't have any legs.
Because of the cancer, but it survived.
It had cancer in each one of its legs.
All you have to do is just squeeze it a little so it can poop and fart. And then hand feed all of its meals and mash it up in your mouth, because remember, it doesn't have teeth.
Because of the chemo.
Because of the chemo, and just wheel it around on a little bassinet, and it's fine.
Houndoom over there wants to die.
No, it's a dog. It doesn't want anything other than to poop and eat.
I think it learned how to write. It gave me a note that said, "Kill me."
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I always have this weird thing, and it always happens around you at least one time when we have discussions, whenever we talk about like media and things like that. It's always and I don't know if this comes from like theater or whatever, or just like me being a creative, but it's always kind of like imagining my own like mythic property.
Oh yeah.
About like, oh, what would my show be? Oh, what would this, if I had the opportunity to do exactly what happened to this show, what would my version of that be? And I don't know why that's always a thing with like, whenever we start talking about like media and shit.
I think we're just kind of geared that way, to where we're just like, what would my version of this be? And then we just start like breaking a story or something.
Because I know for a fact, if we were ever to like, because we talked about this when we had this campaign going on, of if we were
the pony campaign.
Yeah, if we ever had.
Yeah, we've talked about it on stream.
Yeah, if we ever had the chance to like if Hasbro like approached us for whatever unforsaken reason prompted that, we would literally pitch them the Moon 3, like because it's like it's great, like
that was a fan fiction idea that I had in my head for years, that just was sitting in a file cabinet in my brain.
And then we just had a way to manifest it.
Yeah, because I would never I wouldn't identify as a brony necessarily, but they were just
same, because that brings up very particular type stuff.
Well, it's not even just like connotations. It's like we talk about this. We've talked about this on the podcast, where like I don't know if I think the episode's out. I'm not sure.
If not, look forward to it.
If not, it'll be there. But it was the idea that like I don't identify as being a part of like a fan of something, or part of a group of people, unless I personally get something out of it, either like some sort of validation, or like it's part of my identity or something like that. Because I like a lot of things, but I don't consider myself a part of the group of people who love it. And so like with My Little Pony, like it was a solid show and I really enjoyed it, but I was not a part of the culture. I was fascinated by it because it just produced so much content. Yeah. But I didn't engage with it outside of just sort of like walking by it every so often. Like I wasn't a part of any sort of social group in there or anything like that. Same thing with like Star Trek or something like that, where it's like I appreciate Star Trek, but like I don't get any type of like validation out of watching the show outside of it just being of quality. And so like the thing with the My Little Pony kind of skirted the line a little bit just because it inspired so much storytelling that I was just like, I want to do something too.
That fandom burned hot and fast.
Oh yeah, now they're all furries.
Yeah. Well, I would. You say now they are as if they.
Well, there was
weren't.
so like I love this like weird distinction within like furrydom or like things that are around that like orbit furrydom because
Yeah.
like it's like fans of Sonic the Hedgehog. Like they're kind of furries, but but like furries don't want to admit that Sonic fans are furries.
Yeah.
And
fair.
as a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, like I do get validation out of that property. Like I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if it's the same thing or not. It's like of the Venn diagram, there's a lot in the middle.
Is it like a square rectangle argument?
Yeah, it seems to be like a square rectangle argument where it's just like,
Like not all rectangles are squares, but all squares are rectangles.
kind of, yeah, like that. But also there's there's no good definition of what a furry is either. So
Yeah,
it's just
that's like it. The furries are so weird.
Yeah.
Like specifically, not in the sense of. I think the conversation of like discussing what furries are has been beaten to death. Like, but like it's just I think the weirdness specifically is just the inability to pin down what exactly it is. Is it an identity? Is it a fandom?
Is it a
com-
sexuality?
Is it a sexuality?
Which that's
Is it
not
like
what it is, but it's
it
like
is it a community? Like
yeah, because like I remember because I've just but like because I follow so many artists on Twitter that like if you follow an artist online, eventually you're gonna get 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon away from a furry artist.
Yeah, furries seem to be like the bedrock of internet art.
Yeah, so like
That and porn,
I
which,
follow
furries.
Yeah, so I follow enough artists on Twitter to where like now I follow a furry artist on Twitter just because I'm like, oh, this was nice.
Yeah.
But like occasionally that'll mean I'll run into some like actual furry things. And then there was that documentary that got released on YouTube a while back.
Yeah,
that
the furry propaganda thing.
Yeah, where it was straight up furry propaganda of just sort of like this very not in a negative way, but just a very like Disney Santa Claus exploration of what furries are.
Yeah.
And according to that, it was just a group of like nerds in California that it was just started with this gay couple that bonded over liking animal characters.
I mean, that seems about right.
And
to
it was
be
just,
honest.
and then it was just a bunch of people who got together because they were like making things that people enjoyed. And I'm like that, and so I'm like, okay, that makes sense as like a fandom, but it's just it's warped and it's grown and warped, and sexuality has become so associated with it that now it's just weird.
Yeah, it's this weird I don't even know how. It's just this weird nebulous type thing.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird. I don't know. Like this is one of the I feel very Hayao Miyazaki about this, in that I feel like the internet was a mistake. You know?
I mean, it was.
I mean, I hope to God it was. But
Although the funny thing is that like most people associate furries with purely online culture, but that's not how it started.
yeah,
It started
I know.
pre-internet in the 80s.
But it seems to like explode things.
Oh yeah,
Like the internet exploded everything. Like I don't know if. See, this is a thing that I always have to like second guess on myself, because I don't know if it's just because of like my interests and an algorithm that has just.
Oh,
been
I'm gonna
catered
interrupt
to
you for a
me.
second, just because Ashley Birch is doing a fucking amazing job playing herself against herself.
That is one thing that I think voice actors get to showcase.
Yeah,
so
there's
well.
more opportunities to play off yourself in a scene, but she does just like an absolutely phenomenal job playing Aloy and Beta, I think is what the clone's
Yeah,
name
Beta.
is. Greeny said we're gonna find one day that James has a secret AO3 account. What's AO3?
AO3 is a fanfic writing site.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like is it Archive of Our Own?
I don't know.
Okay.
I never was. Okay, so I was on Tumblr for a while, but I was on cosplay Tumblr. I wasn't on like fanfic Tumblr.
Yeah.
And so like just because of like the grossness that was
Yeah.
just
I
Just
did
Tumblr
have
to
I
begin
did
with?
have a fanfiction.net account.
really.
I had the beginnings of a Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction. but I never posted it.
Oh, I'm a little bit glad about that because
It was it was cursed.
oh, really?
Well, it was because it was just so fucking dark. Like I don't know what it was about like me in high school, but there was just this like yes, it is archive of our own. Okay, cool. But I don't know what it was about me, especially like 15, 16 or something like that. But it was I was like really like fixated on just like really 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 dark storytelling. I mean like fucked up dark
Well,
stuff.
I think I was too. I to be honest, I feel like that's just
Well,
part
because
of
like
teen
I
angst.
remember no, because like I read, I think part of it was that like I had read some really dark manga before, like around that time Priest was being published by by Tokyo Pop.
Yeah.
Which Priest is a really good, it's a manhwa, but it's very very good, but it's super fucking dark.
Really?
Yeah, and then like the a lot of the manga that I was reading, a lot of like sexual assault was sort of a part of the storytelling that was happening.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so then I was like, oh, I had an emotional response to reading these things, so I'm gonna put it in my story. So like people got assaulted in my Sonic fan fiction, and there was like this.
Jesus.
It was super. People like died horrible deaths, and like it was just all dark and anime-y, and it was just bad.
Like anime parentheses derogatory.
Yeah, yeah. It was just it was a cursed thing. I think there was I think it focused on Shadow a bit more than other characters.
Gamer Sonic.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, but I think the only thing I posted was like the title, and then being like, I'm gonna upload. I'm working on it still, but I'm gonna upload it eventually. I don't know why I'm saying this here, but okay. And then like that was the end of it.
And that's
Yeah, I did write, I think like the first couple of paragraphs into it, but I never
no, I don't.
But I never got past like anything. Although I do remember talking about it to a friend of mine and being very casual about the assault.
About the assault, just like yeah, there's just a lot.
Yeah,
of
like like
assault in
Amy gets
there.
assaulted here, and he's like, oh,
all right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I just thought it was like super great and fun. It's like yes,
Just
I'm so
lighthearted
excited about this
assault.
story. Yeah, it's
Like-
really bad. Well, I think I had read a manga where it was this like it was very weird, where it was this like medieval like vampire story thing.
Yeah.
Where like a vampire fell in love with a human girl, and then and I only read like maybe 2 or 3 volumes of it because that's all I'd find when I'd run into it.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of it, but there was a moment where like the main character and it was the main character, the vampire guy, and then like his best friend, who was sort of like his pseudo rival character.
Yeah.
Best friend pseudo rival character. Not Vegeta, more I don't know if he was more of a friend than Vegeta would be. And both of the love interests for them got captured by the bad guys for whatever reason.
Huh.
And they're both going to be hanged or hung, and so they rush in to try and save them, and they what the fuck?
What the hell?
Okay.
What the hell is going on?
Oh, those are the racers. They're just janking out.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a whole subquest about racing stuff in this game.
Ah.
But
We'll save that for.
yeah, but and so
later.
like what happened was that they were able to save like the main vampire characters'
Has a lot of blue
love
eyes over
interest,
there.
but they weren't able to save the best friend's love interest, and then he like went insane with grief and like swore revenge, and then he became the big bad of the story, and it was very weird. And then there was a time skip where then they went to like future Tokyo or some nonsense because like the vampire had like gone to sleep for 1,000 years or some other nonsense, and then now they're like dealing with the son of the big bad and the love interest that the vampire had. It was so much drama.
That sounds utterly complicated.
Yeah, it was a lot. I wish I could find it again, so because I just remember like really getting into what I was reading. But like there was like murder and assault in that story, and it was very casual about it, and I was just like, oh my god.
Oh, just casual assault, things like that.
Yeah.
All sort of those fun, lovely things. I don't. That is a really weird thing to like. Yeah, I don't know. It's because you mentioned that there's like this weird. I don't know, like attraction, I guess, to like dark storytelling, and I feel like not necessarily a kinship with that, but I do get that because I remember in high school especially I like loved me some fucked up stories.
Well, I think part of it was that I was just like I had my own emotional problems, and there was just sort of this catharsis of like forcing characters to go through to go through horrendous things, and then like them seeing them get on the other side of it or something like that.
Yeah, like imposing your own journey onto just these
That, and
fictitious
then
characters.
it's like that, and then also just sort of like devaluing the stuff that you're going through, and so you're like, no, it needs to be more.
Yeah, because I didn't go through it, they have to.
Yeah, or it's just like what I'm going through isn't a problem. These are real problems.
Yeah, or oh my god. So this is just a weird thing that I remember that I did as a kid. Where I don't know why I would do this specifically, but I did. Where I would write stuff, and mind you, it was a young person writing things, so don't expect mass poetry.
You said mass poetry?
Like masterful poetry.
Oh, okay. I was
I
mass poetry.
Yeah. I meant to say masterful, but like my brain cut it short. Don't expect like masterful poetry or anything like that. But like, fuck, what was I? A lot of them buried in the sand. But I would write, and then I would eventually work up the courage to like show someone, and then I would make them like shit on it.
You would make them deconstruct your thing?
No, not deconstruct. Shit on it.
Oh,
like I would be like,
just tell me it's bad?
yeah. I'm just like, tell me it's bad, because I couldn't fathom someone actually liking my stuff.
Oh, wow.
And so if somebody told me that it was actually good, I wouldn't believe them. So I'd bully them into like telling me it was awful.
I never had that problem.
Oh, I did. It was weird. I don't know why I did that. It was because I remember I did that with my mom too.
Oh, wow.
Like I think God, it was just because I have this habit of speaking purple. Like when I try to like do literary stuff.
You mean waxing velvet?
Well, like purple language.
Yeah.
Like I'm just kind of making my own little twist on it. But no, like that was my big thing. Is
for those who don't know, velvet language in literature is just overly flowery, like colorful language.
Yeah, and so like that's sort of my weirdly.
What are you doing right now?
Oh, it says to like search the area.
No, you search the specific ruins. You're nowhere near the ruins.
Oh well, like this.
No.
Or what ruins? Because it's giving me a general area. Is it
Yeah, no,
this?
and you have to scan that kind of stuff to find it.
Like this?
Well, there's a building. There's an actual building. Hold on, pull up the map real quick.
Because there's like
zoom in. Yeah, it's this wide area, but like it's it's just you have to just find it. You don't have to like sneak around and search. You just have to run past it.
Oh, okay. That I thought, because I thought it was like this area particularly.
Yeah.
No, but like I don't know. My go-to is always just like purple language, waxing velvet, like all sort of that stuff. And it's a little bit annoying because that's just sort of my go-to. I don't know if it's any good or not. I don't know if it's good purple language.
Yeah.
And it's always a little bit annoying.
My personal understanding is that like bad purple language is it's just not understandable.
Yeah.
Like if you're if you or on because like velvet language tends to be unnecessary. Period.
Yeah.
But yeah, Green Day says, I don't believe when people tell me my writing is good either, unless they have like a specific praise. But if they're just like, this is really good, I tend to assume they're just being nice.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with that is that most people haven't developed the analytical skills to be able to articulate like the specifics of what they like or dislike in something. And so when they're saying it's good, like they usually mean it.
But they just don't know how.
But they just don't know how. They just don't know how to tell you like I like
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 what
this
specifically they
yeah
like
like this
or don't
was
like.
this was really good because it did this and this rather than
Like, it's just good, you know?
yeah, it's just good,
And that, I don't know. And I, like, it got just so many neuroses.
Yeah. Also,
about
this
stuff.
is just like things. It's not the building that you.
Oh,
need
it's
to
not
be
the
in.
building that I need?
No. She will say when you find it, just follow the path and you'll run up against it eventually.
Okay. Alrighty. I'll
Um,
take your advice.
Yeah, no, for me, writing, I have a very weird relationship with writing, because for me, it was a religious experience. Yeah, the drone, no, that's a side quest.
Oh,
But the
side quest?
survey drones is a thing that you found in Gaia.
Oh, yeah. That thing?
Yeah, but turn around. Just keep following the path. But it was like my writing was directly tied to
Your
like,
faith at the time?
my faith at the time, and so yeah, it's that building with all the water.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, because you probably need to, like, dive or something.
Yeah, this is where you get the rebreather.
Okay.
And so when I first started writing, there's a ladder.
No, but there's a thing over here.
Oh, okay. I thought you just like walked right past it.
No, I saw a thing.
When I first started writing, it was very, very easy. And while I can't necessarily say if it was good or bad or not. I thought it was not masterful, but good, because by writing it, it was like writing it was entertaining to me, and it was and it was like checking boxes that was for like things that I liked and things I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do that. You get better stats.
I just didn't know which one was the better one.
Purple is better.
Purple? I thought we agreed that purple was unnecessary.
No, I hardly knew her.
Purple? I hardly knew her.
Yeah. So like when I started writing, I was usually excited about it and I wanted to talk about it with people.
Yeah.
And like I would obviously I'd get like, anxious if I gave it for someone to read or something like that. But like I wouldn't immediately dismiss people if they liked it or something like that, because I was like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, I know it's good, because if I'm failing, God is coming in and making it better.
Yeah, because that's always how that works.
Yeah, that's a mindset to have.
That is definitely that is the most well-adjusted.
Yeah, that's a safe and healthy mentality to have.
Yeah, exactly.
And so yeah, so I just like the like I get the notion, especially now as an adult, where I'm just like, no one see this, because it's just it's like creating is a vulnerable act, and just you're just like, I don't know if I want people to see or notice this.
Well, it's like that's another hard thing too, is because like I know with me, I don't know if this is with you, but like I know for a fact that like I hold I can't really kill my darlings, or like it's not necessarily killing my darlings. It's more or less like I'm so neurotic about doing a bad job, or like not doing what I set out to do, that I panic and just don't do anything.
Oh yeah.
Like I have because I always tell people that like my biggest problem is I have 1,000,001 ideas and I don't know how to do any of them, because like, and I love them all dearly, because I'm like, because like you and I are sort of like the same thing with stories, and that they're kind of like puzzles, and like you figure it out, and we're like, ooh yeah, this, and then you could do this, and this. And I do a lot of the stuff to where I come up with these ideas, and then I'll maybe share my ideas with people who are savvy with stories, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, you got a tough job ahead of you," and that makes me go, "Fuck." And then I'll try and like sit down and actually write and actually do things, and I'm just like, "Oh God!" Like I think my like a big thing is that as I'm starting to write, I can't shut off my inner critic.
Yeah,
So, like-
learning how to learning to give yourself permission to fail is a skill and is very hard.
Because I have a few, obviously right now I'm working on I didn't mention this like on podcast or anything because this is more of a recent development, but I'm working on a musical with with my boyfriend and his band, and they're the musicians and I'm not a musician, so they're handling all the music, and I'm handling all the book writing. Obviously, things are going to overlap just because that's the nature of how musicals work. But still, the majority of book writing responsibility is on me. And because we set out very clear intentions about proper representation and making sure that we don't do these certain like tropes and things because they're like either problematic or we just don't really like them, or we would like to see this idea be explored in a different way. I keep on panicking every time that I try to write, because I'm like, oh God, am I just doing this? Like, we have this one character. So the TLDR is that it's a show about the 27 Club and Robert Johnson. So we have a bunch of members of the 27 Club. One of the people
the 27 Club is a group of musicians and performers who all died at the age of 27.
It's just this weird phenomenon that keeps on happening.
Yeah.
And one of the people that we picked to be in the roster is this R&B singer named Linda Johnson, or Linda Johnson, or fuck.
I was supposed to say Linda Johnson. Linda P. Johnson was.
No. But we picked her, and she's really great, and she's amazing. And we have this moment to where her character arc is just that they're stuck in this afterlife that they can't really escape. And so they're all just kind of like stuck in this limbo together. And in her life, she was a Christian. Like, her father was a preacher. Religion played a big role in her life, all sort of that stuff. So she kind of, like, when she got there and she's not with her family, she's clearly not in what she perceived to be heaven. She's mad and she's pissed, and she just wants to see her family, and she's just tired and she's exhausted. And so her moment is that she just kind of like blows up on Robert Johnson, because the whole myth behind Robert Johnson is that he's the guy who started the 27 Club. And so because she's this very like devout person and she can't conceptualize that this is just a thing that's happening, she thinks it's divine punishment because of Robert, so she's mad at him. And I really like that, because I feel like that's, it was thought on, blah, blah, blah. But then one of the band members was like, try not to make the angry black woman trope. And I kind of just went, fuck, shit, fuck.
Well, I will say that, like, that so long as you as long as you kind of like root the anger in the character, and like what like if you understand like their wants and their
like the reason as to why, and not that she just is that no, she has a reason for all of these things.
Because like the difference between like an angry black woman and an angry female lead who happens to be African American is just like the depth of why they're angry. Because like what's that play that's that had Denzel Washington in it? They did the film. He did the film adaptation to it, but he also did it on Broadway.
Denzel did a few shows on Broadway.
It was also Voice of God and Darth Vader and Mufasa.
What do you remember?
James Earl Jones also played the same role.
Do you remember what it was about?
It was about.
Wait. Fences?
Yes, Fences. Like the difference between like Viola Davis in Fences and like a Tyler Perry character is that like her anger is complex and is rooted in a lot of different things, whereas like a Tyler Perry character is just a character is angry in a scene right now because that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, like I love. So there is on Broadway currently, and this is. I'm assuming because of how many nominations it got, this is going to be the Broadway musical darling of the Tony season. It's a musical called A Strange Loop, and it is about a gay black musical theater writer writing a show about a gay black musical theater writer writing a show about a gay black musical theater writer writing about it's this strange loop and things like that. And there's a song in there that is so hilarious, called Tyler Perry Writes Real Life.
Oh yeah.
And it is this funny thing because of like in the part of the show, like he gets an offer to work at Tyler Perry Studios as a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, no. And his parents are trying to convince him to do it. And they're like, but Tyler Perry writes real life. And it is that show is hilarious, sentimental, and very difficult to get through. Like it is actually the first musical to win a Pulitzer Prize for drama that was not on Broadway during its time of its Pulitzer win.
Oh, nice.
And it's because like Pulitzer Prizes for drama and musicals is already prestigious enough because they don't make a delineation between plays and musicals for
Right.
Pulitzers. It's just for drama. It's just
Other than Oscars, where it's like animated film
Yeah.
or musical,
and it's like it's just this generalized category.
because
So
they
there's
don't ever want a Disney movie to win Best Picture again.
exactly because they got angry at that.
Yeah. Oh no, can't have a very well defined and wonderful romance story between a literate French woman and a dog monster.
Yeah. Can't do that over again.
Can't do that.
No, but like it was this because like musicals getting Pulitzers is already a rare occurrence enough. I believe we're at 10 now. Everybody can correct me on that because I'm bad with numbers.
Yes, I'm certain our chat will scream that at me here in a second.
Exactly. I believe we're at 9 musicals winning Pulitzer Prizes for drama. And it's a very rare occurrence. So the fact that this didn't win it when it was on Broadway, and the fact that it was another musical added to that canon, just speaks volumes to how good this show is. And like, there's already a cast album out.
Hold on, I'm gonna rephrase what you just said to say what you wanted to say because it won the Pulitzer off Broadway.
Yes.
You said it didn't win the Pulitzer on Broadway.
Oh, thank you.
Like I know.
Thank you, English major.
You're welcome.
Thank you, wasting your money, major.
God, I borrowed so much money to not read books.
I think it's so funny in the musical Avenue Q.
I relate so heavily
to Princeton.
Yeah.
Yeah, to where his introduction song is "What do you do with a BA in English?"
Yeah, and it's just nothing.
Yeah, it's "What do you do with a BA in English? Who the hell majors in that?" Like, I think
Yeah.
that's so. God, that show simultaneously is deeply hilarious and also is kind of aging poorly.
Oh well, it was a 2000s like edge comedy thing.
Well, it wasn't even edge comedy. Well, like part of it was, I will say that. But the heart of why Avenue Q beat Wicked for the Tonys, because Avenue Q won Best Musical over Wicked, and we all know how that.
I thought Wicked won a bunch of other things.
Nope.
Really?
No, Avenue Q beat Wicked for pretty much everything.
That makes me feel happy.
Well, yeah, that was the big thing. Is that was the big competition of that Tony season was like who is going to win this mega musical like thing that's a fanfic of like this fanfic of
Wizard of Oz?
fuck, what was I thinking?
X is
X.
or you're gonna drown.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yep.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh geez. And I'm dead.
Nope.
Oh no, I'm not. Oh good.
But
Look
you
at me.
almost did.
But I almost died, and
Yeah.
that's what counts.
I'm just gonna put my head under the water again.
Exactly.
I saw Jesus.
I saw God, which is weird because he doesn't exist
Yeah, I know.
in this universe, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a very atheistic world.
Yeah, this is like that is the titular thesis of a lot of this.
Yeah, just trying to navigate people's inclination to create a religion out of things they don't understand.
Yeah. But with that Tony season, the big fight was between Avenue Q and Wicked, and Avenue Q came out on top, which I appreciate for a lot of reasons, because I also think that Avenue Q, while being a lot more stupid,
Yes.
is a lot more earnest in its storytelling.
That's a
and-
drone.
Oh, that's a drone?
Yeah, you
Okay,
can just
cool.
ignore it.
Is a lot more earnest in its storytelling, and it at least tries. So, like, having a moral doesn't always indicate whether or not a story is good.
Yeah.
But at least it shows to me, like, whether or not people try to put intention into their writing.
Or like a strong theme is what you mean?
Yeah, or like a strong theme and things like that. And I really appreciate that in a lot of shows. Like, you know, Hades Down does that perfectly to a T. Because, like, it
You have
starts...
to search for tracks.
like, it starts that from the very beginning to where it's, like, it's an old song, it's a sad one, blah, 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 blah. And, like, with Avenue Q, it's very much about growing up. And it's they pitched the show as... are there more tracks that I'm just missing, or...
You're going the wrong way. You highlighted the tracks. You just aren't following them.
Oh, what way is there supposed to? Oh, wait.
Yeah, you
There we go.
Yeah, you follow it, and then the other ones get highlighted.
There we go. Well, I didn't see where the other ones went. That was the thing. But like with Avenue Q, they pitched it as Sesame Street for adults.
Right.
In that these are just lessons that you need to learn growing up and becoming an adult, which I really like. And it, like, there are a lot of things that are very aging poorly about it. Like, you know, the If You Were Gay song, while it's still really funny, it doesn't necessarily, you know, line up with the, you know, themes or not themes, but like politics of today. Do I have to fight them, or
Yeah, the one of the robots has a part that you need, so you have to kill everyone.
I have to kill everyone.
Yeah, which I mean, just run in there and kill everybody.
Death. Death.
Oh, my friend.
Hello, Death.
Oh, let's see. Grande asked this a while back, but it was curious how your faith reconciled with your dark Sonic fanfic.
That's a sentence.
That is a sentence. Oh God, I read that out loud. That was in response to something I said, and did. So the reconciliation is that it's what it's.
Oh, it's a Glint Hawk.
Yeah, Glint Hawk. Nice. The reconciliation there is that the Bible has a lot of fucked up shit in it, and so it was like I was sort of aslining the story, if I remember correctly, where there was some sort of God head or God figure or something like that. And ultimately it was going to be like the journey of the characters was going to be like figuring out what it was, like learning from it, and then like, you know, gaining like superpowers from Jesus or some nonsense.
Your Jesus allegory.
Yeah. Or like the chaos force is like God or some nonsense, you know. So it was like, you know, it was I have never subscribed to the belief that, like, you know, a Christian story can't have fucked up shit in it.
Well, like, if you actually think about it, most of them do, but they just don't like to admit it.
Well, yeah, but like, you know, well, because I mean, I think I've talked about this on stream before, but it's like Christian media and Christian entertainment is more of a propaganda thing, and it's about just like reinforcing an idea rather than it is telling a story. And so when your thing is propaganda, you know, then like you have to kind of you know, you have to do certain things and avoid certain things because you can't have, one thing look like something, you can't have this in there because that's bad. And so that was something that I actually like took pride in, was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell real stories and good stories. And so like I took a lot of influence from like the comic books I was reading and stuff that weren't Christian. And so, like I was saying that like, that one, that specific manhwa and manga were like super, big influences on that story. And so that's where the reconciliation comes in for that, was just, it was like everything is okay so long as it eventually gets back to Jesus.
Yeah, that's a really weird thing that happens in a lot of Christian media.
Well, Christian media it's not that everything's okay so long as it gets back to Jesus. Everything is okay because Jesus is here. You're just an idiot, can't see him yet.
Oh, that's fair. Like you're not Christian enough yet.
Yeah, like like Fireproof is a really good example of that, where it's just like, that's a fucked up movie. Like it's about Kirk Cameron being emotionally and physically abusive to his wife, and then it's just like, you stupid little bitch, you're not Christian enough, and then as soon as he's Christian enough, then everything's fixed, and it's just like, no.
No, that's not how those things work.
Yeah, they like treat like him punching a hole in a wall as just like some marital spat.
I'm just like, you know what? He's just going through some things.
Yeah, and it was just, like the wife's journey was just learning not to be a bitch, and Kirk Cameron's journey was remembering that Jesus gave him a vagina to ejaculate into, and that was about it. That's marriage.
There's a I don't know if it's a YouTube channel or if it's like a TikTok thing, but there is some guy out there who kind of does like a movie review podcast, but it's specifically for bad Christian films.
Oh, Maggie Mayfish has done like a whole like video essay series on like Kirk Cameron and Christian film and media, and it's fascinating. She focused a lot on Kirk Cameron just because he's done a lot.
Yeah,
like there's one where it's like Kirk Cameron saves Christmas, and a lot of it boils down to oh no, he's not saved through the vagina. It's a reward for being a good Christian.
Yeah. Like
that's what sex is in evangelical circles. It's a reward for being a good Christian.
I think we also have like a weird like, because I think Americans in particular, especially Southern Americans, have this weird I don't know how to describe this, but like relationship specifically to like evangelical ideas. And so like you'll find a lot of like weird Christian media just like existing in the world, like that happens to be the South, and it's just really just kind of bonkers, and you can't really describe it to anybody who's outside of that.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
It's really, I don't know, because I know it's really fun, because like I always do the thing to where like I like to be the kind of guy who like, you know, says, oh, you want a show that does this, and this? I have it in the back of my pocket over here, and I know exactly what you want. And I try to do that. Well, like when I was living with our dad and our stepmom, and I tried to do that with the circles that they were living in.
Oh, no.
Trying to find something that wasn't god awful and would still line up with like their like pseudo Jewish, really just like holier than thou evangelical ideas, was just a task in and of itself.
Oh yeah.
Like it was because like here's the thing, there's a lot of really good Jewish theater out there. Like they are very good at a lot of the stuff that, you know, they do, and like there's
Angels in America.
Well, that's Judaism and Mormonism.
Yeah, but it's still there.
Oh, do I have to dive?
You have to dive.
Do I have to I have to div?
Yes, but now you have the rebreather.
Yee. But like that's like Judaism and Mormonism like all mixed in one, and
It's a as a Voltron.
yeah, it's a Voltron of Judaism and Mormonism.
It's heinous.
Yeah, it's weird. Angels in America is a good show though.
So much AIDS.
So much AIDS
Something
and angels.
Something I never got because I only saw the HBO miniseries. But how did the Mormon husband eventually meet and then start rubbing butts with the ex-boyfriend of the prophet?
If I remember, it was cruising.
Really?
If I remember correctly, they just so happened to like cruise and end up like meeting each other.
I mean, it makes sense for that play because
I'm trying to remember it right now, and like Angels in America takes up 2 plays. Like it's 2 parts, and like each one is like 3 hours long each. She doing a mermaid. But like it's a long ass show.
Mermaid.
And I'm trying to remember.
Mermaid is Merbay.
Please don't speak words. I do not like it when you speak those words, James.
Sam, I am.
Yeah. I do not like them. Sam, I am.
Eat your green eggs and ham. You
What
racist.
okay, that's a bot.
Yep.
That's a Nessie over there.
It's a dinosaur.
Dinosaur. But like that show is so long that trying to remember all of the details, I'm gonna have a hard time. Not just in full honesty.
No, okay. Well, that's whatever. But yeah.
No, that show is really good. Oh God, is Angels in America such a good show?
Yeah, you can't get there yet.
Oh, I can't get there yet.
No, it's guarding it, and the current's too strong. You have to activate something else.
Ooh,
She's telling you that right now.
Oh well, if I only could pay attention.
I know, right?
Saw a red light near the floor. Where can I scan for that?
Where?
There's an ancient supply chest. There's also.
It's not anything over here.
Oh, well, I would have paid attention, but I just didn't.
Yeah. So many problems would have been
So
resolved if
many
you just did.
problems. What the game told me to do.
Yeah. You're going the wrong way.
Am I going the wrong way? Is it down? Is it? Oh wait, I think there's red stuff over here.
Yeah.
Is that
No.
right?
Just do the do the scan. It does echolocation and.
Does it?
Yeah, and it shows you points of interest.
Oh.
Although I don't.
Is that I?
Although you're going away from the thing. It's. Those are other points of interest, but
does it show up the red beepy thingy?
No, you just kind of have to look for like
Look for the thingy.
Yeah, just find
Boom.
Just find things and then
Ooh, and then just keep on searching.
yeah.
Is it in a chest or is it like she said like a red light? Is that what I'm looking for?
Find the red light. Yes, is what you're looking for.
That sounds like a religious thing.
I know, right?
Find the red light, Aloy.
Find the red
red light.
It's not over there. It's too close to
I want this chest.
Oh god.
I want this chest. I can get this chest. I believe in myself. Yeah, fuck. I was so close.
Yes.
God damn it.
Nope, sorry. The game won't let you progress.
The game won't let me do
Yeah,
what
no,
I want.
To the right and down.
Oh, wait.
No, that's an enemy.
Oh, that's an enemy?
Yeah, to the right and down.
To the right
Yeah, over here. Not that far.
and down.
Left.
And down. And down. And am I doing it, James? Am I doing it, James? No, you said the right and down.
Yeah, like over around here. Like, see.
Oh, wait. Did I find it?
Yeah, you found it.
There it is. There's the boom. Beam, boom.
Beam, boom, bop.
Beam, boom, bop. Doo-wop. Boop, boop, boo-wop.
She do.
No. I was. Oh God, what was the early '90s boy band?
Hanson.
No, I was thinking. I was thinking Mbop. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, apparently, everyone gets it wrong. Because there
Really?
was like, bop, beep, bap, bap, boo. Like, it's been.
It's been.
years.
Does anybody know anymore?
I don't know. The people from Hanson do.
Do they? Are you sure?
I would imagine so.
Are you sure about it? Are you sure? Are you? Oh, look, is that,
I
is that
love how
Paris
she-
or Vegas?
It's yes. I love how her internal monologue sounds like she's underwater
I-
because she's actually vocalizing while this thing's in her mouth.
That's exactly what it is. Oh, I got to stealth through kelp.
Yeah, because there's enemies and you can't fight underwater.
Oh,
Which I'm assuming the third game will give you the ability to fight underwater.
oh, because you know you gotta make your franchise.
You gotta get something. You have to have a new mechanic.
A new
game.
kitsch for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, and I overlooked this earlier, but both Nano and Green Day were excited about your play.
Oh, like the idea of that?
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, this sounds cool."
I mean, I have a Twitter for it already.
Oh Jesus!
I haven't posted anything for
Sorry,
it.
Aloy said Aloy and Mermaidia.
Oh my god.
Actually, I would fucking love that if just like
Actually-
she showed up and it's just like, I have to fight to survive every day, and these are the friends we just haven't met yet.
And these are the friends we haven't met yet. Aloy having to deal with all of like the fucking like in the Fairytopia one, to where it was just the like oracle figures that were just
Oh yeah, that we're actively getting in the way of them.
yeah, that were
solving the
actively
problem.
getting into having Aloy have to deal with that. She's like, God fucking damn it, all of these goddamn fucking what the fuck is this like snail thing? Why is it only asking me random questions? I don't understand. You're a piece of shit.
Holy shit. Okay, so apparently Green Day's ex-boyfriend had never knew of Hanson or had ever heard of Mbop.
Oh my
And
God.
so the video came up during a trivia game, and he turned to her sister's boyfriend, and we're both talking about how cute these girls were.
Oh my God, that's really funny. Oh fuck, that's awesome. Oh wait, where's the thing that I do the stuff on?
There you go underneath. That's a dam, and if you swim underneath it, then you can get to the other side.
Oh, okay, cool. I was. Are you sure?
Or well, eventually that will open up. But there's a ladder or something that you can go to.
Ooh,
Or
what's-
over there. There you go.
Oh, I just have to swim over. There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Because there has to be a place for me.
Yeah,
There
there was just
go.
the wrong dam.
Okay. That is amazing. That is delightful. I love that. Thank you for letting me know about that. that made my day. But freaking if you guys want, I haven't posted anything. I just have this Twitter just for, you know, when we start developing things
I think you
more.
need to blow up the wall behind you.
This well there's
there's a it's telling you to go over there, but there's a
I see the thing.
yeah.
But like it's just we're calling it Club 27 because, you know, we're original, and because I asked everybody, like, because I was wanting to just call it 27 because I just think that's it feels better and more evocative and, you know, all this other kind of junk.
Oh, I thought that opened up a shortcut.
No.
A shortcut.
And it just felt more evocative to me, like, ooh, it has an element of mystery to it. But I asked everybody in the team, like, what would you guys want to call it? And they were just like, let's call it Club 27. And I'm like, I am outnumbered here, so I can't go with my
I
idea.
can only kill 2 of you, and there's 4.
I can only kill 2 of you. Damn. But so like if you guys want to follow it, you can.
Oh.
We won't we're aiming for a staged reading hopefully by the end of this year. But things have been happening in all of our lives to where we haven't had time to really work on it in the way that we need to. So it's anybody. Oh shit!
Just swim through the kelp and get down that hole.
Shit!
Get in the hole.
I'm trying.
Slip in the hole.
Fuck.
Come on. It's right there. Just get in there.
I'm trying, James.
Just, you know, just make a fist and get in there. Dive right in.
Yeah, dive right in. dive right into the okay. So my boyfriend, he does Uber Eats as a sort of like a supplementary income type stuff, as most people do.
Yeah.
And he does it with his
Remember.
best. Yeah, I have to go under the thing.
Yeah.
He does it with his best friend, and they went to a Denny's where they met this 43-year-old gay server named Michael who ran that Denny's like a fucking navy. And he and my boyfriend's best friend went in there to pick up the order, and he was wearing a Nirvana t-shirt. And unprompted, Michael looks at him, looks at the Nirvana t-shirt that best friend is named Matt.
You have to jump across.
That Matt is wearing, and looks at him and goes, "I love Hole." And he goes, "Fucking what?"
You have to run and jump.
No, I don't. Because I can do whatever I want, James.
Oh, I see. You're an independent woman who don't need no run and jump.
Yeah, who don't need no run and jump. And he goes, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I love Hole." And he just has no idea what the fuck he's talking about until he realizes, oh, wait, you mean the band? And like, he's just like, yeah, I love Hole. And then any time that he would meet Matt later on to pick up orders, he would just, go, ever since you left, I can't stop thinking about Hole. He was just like, you really revitalized my love of Hole.
Oh, wow.
And every single time they're like, it gets worse, but it gets so much better.
Why? There has to be like a punk band called Sloppy Anal Sex.
I mean, there has to be some kind of queercore band or something like that.
Well, not even a queercore band, just a punk rock band named Sloppy Anal Sex.
I mean, or just something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think it would just be so much fun. Punk bands have really the most cursed names.
Yeah, that's why it's a punk band.
And I really appreciate everything that they do,
Although pop punk, they just have weird names.
Yeah, pop punk is a little bit more sanitized for all of your plausible deniability needs.
Was it Green Day that just recently came out with a song?
No. It was My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance.
I know that because my boyfriend became insufferable.
Yeah, no, he posted about it online. About how he was going to be insufferable.
He was just like, because half of his personality,
yeah,
actually more like 2/3 of his personality, is based around My Chemical Romance. Like the reason my boyfriend is an artist is because of My Chemical Romance. The reason why he does music is because of My Chemical Romance. So the fact that after 10 years they released a new song with aims of like starting up a new album, he just went feral. Like he actively went feral. And went, I'm going to just be the most insufferable pop punk little gay boy that you can imagine.
Yeah.
I still love him, regrettably. But it's just his thing. So wait, what do I have to do?
You have to go back to where you push that button initially.
Oh, the beam boom?
Yeah, the beam boom, and then push it again.
All right, and where'd the beam boom? The beam boom?
Well,
the beam boom!
Yeah, it's down there. You just didn't go far enough.
I just didn't see where it went.
I think so. Oh,
wait, no.
Square is just hit square to go down.
And
yeah, there's a door.
Oh,
Behind you, there's a door.
There we go.
Yeah.
Open that door. Open to the beam boom.
Green Day Angel said that she would get along with Aaron very well.
Yeah, it's just, you can follow him on Twitter if you'd like.
Speaking of Gerard Way, did you see the trailer for season 3 of Umbrella Academy?
Oh, I did. I'm curious how they are going to make Vanya trans.
Well, I think they're just going to be Vanya's always been trans.
Well, it's like
because there were shots in the show about Vanya being trans. Also, they mentioned there's also mention of that like if that they still exist in that timeline, just not in the way that they do.
Well, yeah. 'Cause
So
I
they
know-
probably run into Vanya, and Vanya's trans, and then Vanya's like, "Wait, I'm trans."
Oh God. So they're gonna do like an Iceman type thing.
No, Iceman is his supposed best friend betrayed his trust by reading his mind without consulting him or getting his permission to, and then and saying at him that he was gay, despite his protest. And the only evidence that he was gay is that when he would gross hit on a girl, he really didn't mean it.
Because that's how that works.
Because that's Brian Michael Bendis for you. X, you gotta keep going higher.
Oh, I know. Higher.
No, I think it's just gonna be where like Vanya meets themselves or himself in just a different context, and was able to kind of figure things out better and self-actualize. Because Vanya didn't realize that they were gay until season 2.
I mean, that's fair, but like, I never read the comics. Did you?
No, the show has nothing to do. The show has very little to do with the comics.
So okay, well then, so it just takes a bunch of liberties and things.
Yeah,
like that.
like the first season's a bit closer to the comics than anything else. But like post season 1, like the Dallas plot is kind of there. Like their job is to make sure
Kennedy gets assassinated.
Yeah, Kennedy gets assassinated. But like in the comics, the team is divided where like half of them are trying to prevent it to like make a better world, and then the other half are trying to make it happen so that
the world can be preserved.
Well, no, I don't know so much of that as like I know that I can't remember the sister's name, but the one who can say something. And,
I heard a rumor.
Yeah, the rumor girl. Like she's trying to get her voice back, and how she's able to do that is by making sure that Kennedy's assassinated. And then like Vanya is just kind of. She's like pseudo catatonic because she got shot in the head at the end of the first arc.
Well, yeah, because like wasn't the thing that like she got shot in the spine or something?
No, she got shot in the head.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, that they just fucking blew her brains out.
I do like that the TV show changed that to where they just shot her on the ear instead, to where she went like effectively deaf for however long.
Well, because it wasn't because Gerard Way was a tiny little Twinkie edgelord when he wrote that.
Yeah.
But also like the Netflix show is writing it like with a lot of like sort of in hindsight, sort of this works better this way kind of a thing. But in the comic book, it was just like in the comic book she was just a straight up like tragic villain. There wasn't a whole lot of depth to her, other than she was just long suffering, and then it was just like, oh no,
and
now she's it was like the long suffering person who finally got power and so became a douche.
And it was just like, you guys treated me like shit, so I'm gonna kill everything.
See, Green Day said I have so many mixed feelings about the Netflix Umbrella Academy. I was very mad about some things in season 1, but some of my friends said season 2 was better, so I don't know. Maybe it'll give it another shot.
Season 2, I really liked.
I hated the first. I couldn't finish the first season. I hated it. Granted, so I have a problem with Gerard Way in that he is a student of Grant Morrison, and I hate Grant Morrison as a writer. I think he does a bad job at writing, even though he's exceptionally skilled. So I don't like anything that Gerard Way does, really, because he's just a big ol' Grant Morrison fan and learned how to write from Grant Morrison, I think, or Grant Morrison was one of his teachers. So I couldn't get into the first season. I think I quit after like episode 2 or 3 or something, and then watched like the very end of the last episode for whatever reason. But then I ended up watching season 2, and I actually was able to enjoy season 2. It's not a super great. It just does some things well.
Yeah, that's sort of like the thing with. At least what I think about the Netflix Umbrella Academy, the Netflix Umbrella Academy, is that it's not that it's hokey, but it's obviously dealing with very comic book kind of tropes, and it seems to handle them in a fun and interesting way, you know?
Yeah, but I guess for me, as someone who's a bit more literate in like comic and superhero tropes,
yeah,
like I'm just like, this is just like Scene Kid X-Men.
Mm.
You know, it's just whatever.
Which, I mean, it's Gerard Way, so.
Yeah, it's Gerard Way. He created the Scene Kid.
Exactly.
But yeah, he and Grant Morrison are friends now. Yes, Green Day. He's even in the music video. He's a villain in one of Gerard Way's universes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that's funny.
What is the if Aaron has educated you well enough, what was the group of like runaway people or something like that?
Oh God, no. So Aaron is very annoying with like his media stuff, because he does this thing to where like he will talk about stuff as if he does currently hold the knowledge for things. Like he talks about like Umbrella Academy, about like, oh yeah, because this, and this, and he makes it at least appear that he remembers it well, and so I'll try to ask him about it, and then I'll be like, I've read that 9 years ago. I don't remember a damn thing. And I'm like, but you do. All right, you know. And that's sort of just like the thing. Oh, do I have to fight Nessie? I have to fight Nessie.
You have to fight Nessie, yes. God damn it! Now I'm looking this up because it's pissing me off that I don't remember.
All right, let's do this thing. Let's kill the Loch Ness monster. All right.
Killjoys. He's the villain. Yeah, he has. Yeah, thank you, Green Day. But yeah, he has a group of like runaway. I guess they're cyberpunky people. I don't know too much about him because it's Gerard Way. But he's the villain in the Killjoys universe.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Nessie, I believed in you. You fucking bitch! You owe me $20.
You
damn.
asshole.
You fucking asshole.
Yeah. But there were some things in season 2 that I liked. But part of the reason why I gave season 2 a shot was because oh God, hang on a second.
Because
sure.
Wait, I think you've talked. Wait, I don't know. I don't remember if you talked about this or not.
I might have.
I feel like you have.
Yeah, but give me a second to look this up because I'm trying to remember.
Nessie, baby, don't. Sweetheart, let's talk these things out. Let's not fight anymore. Get you in the jugular. Not that one right there. Why am I so bad at aiming?
Because you're just bad.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. You're kind of right.
Hang on.
I want to kill you in the neck, because you're the long neck. There we go. All right. Aloy. Woo. Alrighty.
Oh God.
I'm going to harvest your dead corpse. All right.
Come on.
All right, get all that. Get that thing. Oh, is there something up there that I can get?
Robin Atkin Downs. There we go. God, that took way too long. But Robert Atkin Downs was the voice of the guy who was a fish.
The guy who was a fish?
In season 2. He only shows up in like 2 scenes.
Wait, that guy.
Yeah, he just shows up and it's just like, I'm going to be an antagonist, and then gets shot like 4 episodes later. Like, I think he's does more in the comics, but he's just sort of there in season 2.
Well, if I remember correctly, because I remember reading about like the Umbrella Academy, like when the first season came out, just because I was curious.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, he's like the main antagonist in the first comic.
No,
like in the first novel.
Well, I think he's a antagonist, but I think he's behind Vanya's transformation or something. I don't know. It's been a long time. Carmichael apparently is his name. Green Day has been fact checking for us.
Thank you.
She said basically the Umbrella Academy is Gerard's tribute to the Watchmen and Doom Patrol, and Killjoys is his tribute to Blade Runner.
All right.
Which makes sense because I remembered Blade Runner being like weird robots and stuff.
I still would love. I know you and I haven't thought about this in like forever. But I still, to this day, would love to do a comic with you, and I would love to do our Lilith comic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I still actually did I ever show you
Yeah, you show me the art.
yeah, the art that I got of her?
Yeah, our premise was that Lilith was this Lilith, like the sort of biblical myth of Lilith is that Lilith was Adam's first wife, and she wasn't good, and so she went off and gave birth to demons.
Yeah, she is the mythological mother of monsters.
Yeah, and so or the biblical mythological mother of monsters, and our take on the character was that Lilith was Lilith was sort of everything that everything that God kind of like needed in a wife of Adam, but he gave free will. And so he said, like, he came to Adam and Lilith and was just like, this is my plan for everything. You can be a part of it if you want to, but if you don't want to be a part of it, there's nothing I can do. You can't, like, you're not going to be involved in anything else of the creation of anything. So it was just like, it was just this sort of idea of just like, you can say no, but there really isn't anything for you if you say no. And she said no because she wanted to exercise free will. And it was just like, if we don't make a choice, then what's the point of having a choice?
Yeah, and so like,
so to the surprise of everyone, and so then God had to create Eve, and that all happened, and then she is just a sort of a witness to history, where she's just sort of there, but she can't be involved in much of anything, and
because she said no.
Because she said no, and she can't make an impact in any way because she said no.
One of the things that I liked to describe our take on Lilith is that she's sort of like this nuclear reactor without a manual, because a part of what the whole thing is that with God, part of his plan was to sort of like slowly teach her how to like control her abilities and things like that.
Yeah, because there's some supernatural fun stuff.
Because I remember how this came about was I had the idea of like a superpower healer who didn't want to be a healer.
Right.
And that ended up developing into like our Lilith thing. And one of the things is that she keeps on getting sucked into like people's psyches without her consent, but that's because she doesn't know how to operate her powers because she said no.
Yeah, and so it's like, so she has all this power, but it just fucks with other things because she's not a part of this divine plan of anything. And so
and the point that we had with Lilith at our current time was or at least what we thought about. Is there a way that I can get up here? Because it's pointing upwards. Is there a thing I'm missing?
You have to just climb up.
I just have to climb up?
Yeah, you just climb up further. It's higher, but there's ways to climb up.
Okay. But sort of like
you can climb up on that thing you were just about to run into.
Oh, I can?
Yeah. Just jump on that and then jump from there.
Oh, I didn't see that being a thing. Just jump on this.
You should be able to, I think, or if not, there's other like points that you can grab.
Yeah,
you can climb up higher. It's just you have to go higher.
Cool. But like sort of like where we had her, if I remember correctly, was she's just sort of at this point where, not that she's given up, but she sort of like acquiesced to everything, and she's just like, I made this choice. I'm just gonna sit in it,
Yeah.
And she kind of had this, because also if I remember correctly, in our universe, superheroes also exist too. And so she sort of is at like this bar that she's just kind of opened where people can go to her as opposed to, her being out on an adventure and stumbling into like people's deep psychotic breaks and having to like fix them to get out of it. So she's just sort of like, you know what? It's easier if they come to me as opposed to me stumbling into them. I still love that idea very dearly, and I would love to do that comic with you if we ever got the chance to. Am I doing the wrong thing?
Yeah, I think there's a place where you can run up further, back where you were on the other side of the thing.
Is there? Because I don't see any like climby bits.
Well, no, it's sand. Like go, like look left.
Like here?
No, in between those spaces.
This?
No. Behind you? There. No, behind you. Stop.
This.
See that? Oh no, that just ramps up into
Yeah,
nothing.
because I thought that too, and I was like, no, that's not what that
Okay.
is.
But there's a way to there it
Oh,
is.
there it is.
There it is. I hated this part because it was not well designed. Let's see, Green said like first part, but as far as the Netflix's Umbrella Academy, was really annoyed because they erased Allison having a prosthetic arm. Because that
Really?
Lily went out of their way to gender swap and create new female characters just to kill them, including ones who didn't die in the comic. And they also erased Vanya's friendship with Diego, which made them even more of an outsider for no reason. Yeah, I think they definitely leaned hard into Vanya just like not fitting in anything.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that like narrative take of just like they are a total outcast, because I don't find it interesting. I just find it kind of cruel.
Well, the other thing too was that Vanya being an outsider made less sense in the show than it did in the comic book, because in the comic book, like she's an outsider because she is useless, and their father just kind of like dismissed her, borderline hated her because she was actively useless. And then the sort of death of their brother was more of just kind of like a reason for him to be a ghost rather than a real traumatic thing.
Yeah.
Whereas in the show, the trauma that everyone's dealing with is the death of their brother and then now the death of their father. But then that just sort of mucks everything up, because then Vanya's this huge outsider, and it's just like, yeah, but why do you fucking hate her when all you're dealing with is your brother dying? Like, she didn't contribute to your brother dying. Or as far as I know, I didn't finish the first season, so I don't know if they covered that or not.
No, she didn't do anything to like facilitate his death.
Yeah, I don't think do they ever actually get into how he died?
He died on a mission.
I know he died on a mission.
I don't remember how he actually died. Hey, guess who our lovely fact checker is?
I mean, Green Day, if you know, let us know.
I mean, honestly, because like you're helping us out here, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
But I don't remember how he actually died. I just remember it was on a mission, and it was really sad for everybody.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember if he was that big of a presence in the comic book as he is in the Netflix show.
He's in the comic he's just like a hallucination that happens every so often.
Because he's not a hallucination; he's an active spirit.
Well, I mean, he's active spirit. I think in the comic, it's sort of it's more tragic because the brother doesn't want to is muting his powers or something, and so he's just kind of there but can't interact with anybody. Like in the show, he's very much a character.
Yeah,
they've done a lot more with him in the show than they did in the comic books,
which I appreciate.
Well, because in the comic books, he's just a functionary character. He doesn't do anything.
Like he's an inciting incident, or
he's
not an inciting incident.
No, he's just there
like
to round out the numbers. Like he just doesn't do anything.
There is one thing that I really was curious about, and obviously I've never seen any of the, never read any of the actual comic books, so I don't know if they get into this.
Las Vegas. You run from Las Vegas to San Francisco in this game, and that should be impossible.
Yeah, or at least take a lot longer time.
Like 100 years.
Not even.
You can fast track to the base.
I know, but I like running places.
Okay. Green Day says that they never got into the death in the comics, but she doesn't know if they got it. But it's not in the first season of the show.
Okay.
So they haven't got into it in the show.
Okay. They might get into it in this upcoming season since it's like alternate reality.
Well, it's a different timeline.
Or different
alternate reality is functionally
tomato, tomato.
Yeah, tomato, potato. But I am not excited about the third season. Really? Yeah, it looks just kind of dumb.
I feel like it could go either way, you know?
I'm not interested in the Sparrow Academy kids at all. They just that doesn't look like they're gonna add anything interesting to anything. Season 2, was the season where they finally kind of came back together as a family unit, and now going from that to like bizarro versions of themselves, I think is a bit of a half step backward. You know, because like that could be a thing to galvanize them as a family, is sort of seeing what they could have been in other people.
Yeah.
But now that they finally kind of like bonded, like rebonded as a team, as adults, and now they're like seeing what could have been. It's just like, I don't care what journey they're going to go on.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's a fair criticism. But like going into like the Sparrow Academy stuff, like the thing that because like I know this was obviously it's sort of the crux of this upcoming season about like there were 1,000,001 of these, you know, Messiah children.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's what they all are, is that they all are just Jesus.
In the comics, that's what they all is they're all reincarnations of different messiahs.
No. They are Jesus.
Oh, they're all Jesus?
Yeah, they all
like
are.
Specifically Jesus?
I don't know if it's explicitly Jesus, but how I remember reading it was that all of the supernatural children that were born at the exact same time, at the exact same moment, from just like these random women who weren't even pregnant before, all of those children are the Messiah. All of them are. So like the entire collective of those children with varying superpowers are the Messiah. I don't know if it's supposed to be Jesus, but I know that they're supposed to be the Messiah.
No.
But like
that's some Grant Morrison bullshit.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
Because it doesn't.
Yeah, it makes sense because it doesn't. But the thing that I was always just really curious about was like these are super powered human beings, and it, at least how it seems like within the context of the universe, is that some, like, because of like how freaked out some of these children must have been, or like these mothers must have been, like getting pregnant instantly and then giving birth instantly. Like obviously they probably killed a few of those babies, but also like a few of them, but that shouldn't have been all of them. And so some of them should have survived, but as far as I know, the comics never addressed what happened to the other children, and that's something that I always got curious about.
Well, it's just because they don't matter.
Well, I know they don't
and
matter.
And also that was, I think, Gerard Way's first comic, so like as good as it wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
Green Day says the Hotel Oblivion concept was fun in the comics, but I'm not sure how they're going to reconcile it in the show. It's basically Arkham meets the Phantom Zone. I guess this is what the next arc is going to be, is the Hotel Oblivion thing. And then she said the kids are meant to save the world, but she's pretty sure they're not literally Jesus.
I remember, or at least what I remember from reading about it, it described, I think it was like the Wikipedia article described them as the Messiah.
Well, a Messiah doesn't mean Jesus. A Messiah is just a savior.
I know, like, but I guess the way that it was like described in the article or in the Wikipedia page, it made it seem, the wording made it seem like Messiah capital M, you know?
No. But let's move on to something else, because we've been talking about this one specific thing for the better part of a half hour.
Yeah. Well, let's continue talking about our almost comic that really isn't.
Oh, yeah, because I'm certain that'll be entertaining.
I know, right? To give ourselves credit, some credit, I think that idea is...
No, it's a good idea, but it's like talking about story ideas, like talking about your dreams to people.
Which I always like.
And that's why you only have one boyfriend.
So I don't have many boyfriend because...
Yeah, like all gay people.
Yeah. Like so all gay people have many boyfriend? Okay, glad we cleared that up.
Yeah. Grandy said it was confirmed in the comics that a lot of the children died, but Hargreaves supposedly only found 7 of them.
Because I knew he only found 7.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of them died. I just didn't know what happened. But that's not all of the non-7 died. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just whatever's. He's just, he's just a bigger. Well, he's not as big of a dick as Xavier, as Xavier, but also a bigger dick than Xavier.
Like Xavier
Yeah,
from X-Men?
Yeah, that's what
Is
he
he a
is.
dick?
Oh, he was terrible. Like, so in like the
I remember
like,
he wasn't like perfect, but was he a dick?
he did some shitty things.
Really?
I don't remember what they were because it happened in like the early 2000s, and when I was reading comics, a lot of it was sort of dealing with the aftermath of what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, part of what had happened was like Phoenix Saga was like he apparently turned like I think he was like he'll I know this is in the movies, but I think the comics did a version of it where he was like he knew that was a potential thing but didn't do anything about it or something like that.
So he like actively ignored it?
I think so. I don't, like I said, I don't remember exactly what he did, but he betrayed the X-Men in some deep emotional way to where they like hated him for a long time.
Huh.
And then he has sort of subsequently, well, now he's Jesus.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Like Rick Remender's version of him is Jesus right now.
Like I don't know. I find it very hard to get into like narratives that have that angle to it, to where one of the characters is basically either a god or Jesus,
Yeah.
Like that never appeals to me in any way, because it feels cheap. It feels cheap to me,
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, he was just like this current era of X-Men's interesting in that like they're living in a utopia right now.
And they're living in a utopia?
Yeah, they're living in a. They finally achieved the
Wait, is it like
utopia?
Okay, wait, is it like the Mutant Island utopia, or is
no? That's Krakoa or something like that. No, that was a failed attempt at a utopia. This is it's where like X-Men are basically gods and effectively immortal now.
Oh, that's boring. Like that seems dumb to me.
Well, it is kind of interesting in that like they're kind of like they're this like global super. Is that like you've never seen X-Men like be safe and feel happy?
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing, and then they're just sort of dealing with like internal dramas and stuff. But Brian Michael Bendis's run, he had like a team of like 5 X-Men that he kind of developed that were all like original to him, I think. And so Rick Remender's using like that group of people as sort of like their powers combined. They
with our powers combined.
Yeah, like you find out that like their powers have a synchronicity that basically allows them to make mutants effectively immortal. Which they can still die, they just get revived.
I know that we've had this conversation many a times, but I still love it just because these kind of questions always tickle my brain in fun ways. I know when I always ask you what your powers would be, you literally just say Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
That's all that you want. It's just to be Nightcrawler.
Yeah, this is Nightcrawler. He's awesome. He gets to be all of Earl Flynn's best characters without the pedophilia.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
And he can teleport.
And that's not even the best part.
And that's not even the best part.
I cannot stress the lack of pedophilia being the best part.
You really don't understand.
Oh, well, like, other than Nightcrawler, did you ever want, like, did you ever have, like, a mutant character that you came up with? Or
I've told you this.
I don't remember half the time.
Yeah, he was a broke as shit character. He had, like, he could control, he was basically a cold fusion reactor. And so he could just sort of, like, he could oh god, I'm trying to remember like what it actually happens, but he could like move, he could like strip and add electrons to atoms or something like that and turn them into different elements.
Oh, so he was basically alchemy.
Yeah, he was an alchemist, but or he was basically alchemy, but it was limited to what he could touch. So like his skin had to become in contact with something before he could affect it. And so he could like manipulate things around like where his skin was touching and like the air and stuff like that, but it wasn't any further than that. So he had to get in close and touch you if he wanted to like break you down or something like that.
I remember, like, I've talked about this before, and I still like this character, even though it is effectively broke as shit. I still like I remember you and I like workshopped this before, but with Rube. Do you remember Rube?
Oh yeah, where he just was like it was a variant of a luck ability where
It
he
was a
could,
variant of a luck ability. It's called like I described it as probability
Okay,
manipulation.
I will say this right now. We are getting into such a hyper specific conversation that it only matters to us. I think the best thing for everyone is for you to finish your thought.
Yeah.
And then us
us
shoot
shit-
this conversation in the face after we're done.
Yeah, that's fair. So anyway, I came up with this character mostly because one of the things that I always do is I ask a variant of like, if you had a superpower, what would it be? Because I have to ask this variant because everybody who's boring says flying, but I want people.
Door.
Just-
This run has had so many glitches.
I know that's weird, right? But one of the things that I always do is I always ask, if you had a superpower, what would it be? And then if you had a support power, what would that be? Because if everybody who asks flying, that's just the generic I'm boring and I'm not thinking about an answer.
Yeah.
So asking the supplementary what the support power is, I actually get them to think about it. So in that, my answer was is I came up with. I don't know if I feel like this isn't original, but I still like it anyways. I call it probability manipulation, to where everything has a certain probability, a 1 over whatever chance of something happening.
Right.
And so his
not impossible, Mario. It's only improbable.
yeah, exactly. So like there's a 1 over whatever chance something is likely to happen. And basically he can make that happen. But the thing is that the larger the probability, the more energy it takes.
Yeah.
So like he could, if he wanted to, like make a real life sentient talking dinosaur appear out of nothing and be our best friend.
Yeah.
But the probability of that happening is so massive that it would effectively kill him.
You're talking about a human improbability drive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a human improbability drive.
Yeah, from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes, that is an excellent book series.
Yes, it is.
And so that's his superpower.
Okay.
And then his support power was sort of like Garnet's future vision.
Yeah.
To where it's like you can see timelines. You can't see the future, but you can see timelines.
Yeah.
And so what he would do is, the reason why I called him Rube is because what he would do is he would specifically try to make certain things happening to decrease the probability to make it easier on himself. So he tries to Rube Goldberg everything. And that's why I call him Rube. But that's my guy. I just fucking landed on him.
Right? That was insane. I didn't know that was still there.
I didn't even know.
That was amazing.
I was wanting to glide.
Yeah.
Shit. Damn, that makes me happy.
Yeah. Green Day apparently says that probability manipulation is a pretty contemporary power set.
Really?
Yeah, she says she feels like it happens in everything. Which, I mean, there's a lot of anime that use it, and there's like X-Men that also use like that kind of or some variant of that idea. But yeah, no, it's there. I think possibly because it's sort of like a quantum, like it's like a pop science quantum mechanics kind of thing.
That thing, it makes sense that power comes from advances in technology and
Yeah.
our understanding of just like how shit works.
Yeah, but like I said, we're gonna shoot this conversation in the face because we're just like even I'm droning, I'm losing it in this conversation.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's just,
You of all people.
I know. So let's talk about something else.
How's the weather, James?
Well, it's hot and it's Texas, so wait 5 minutes and it might just get hotter.
Oh god, summer in Texas is the fucking
It
worst.
really is. Well, weather in Texas is it can be the worst.
Texas is a weird place
It is.
because it's awful, but people pretend that it's not.
Yeah, people take pride in how it's not, but you're like, no,
No, it's actively awful.
yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Okay. Question.
Okay.
If you had the ability to just destroy 5 states from the union, what 5 would they be?
Florida.
Okay, and I want you to give explanations after you make this list.
Florida because it's Florida.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Texas because it's Texas.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Like it's just the my emotional connection to Texas is so complicated. I would rather just not be there.
Exactly. It makes life easier.
Yeah. Let's see what other places just sort of not being. Oklahoma because it's just a lesser Texas.
Is that your real? Is that really how you view Oklahoma?
That's how Texans view Oklahoma.
I mean, you're not wrong. All they really have going for them is the musical, but even then, that's not that great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay.
You were, you've wandered into a base.
I am going to.
Sorry for boring. Oh no. You're not boring me, Green Day. It was more of just like I'm thinking about this in terms of broad audience
appeal.
Yeah, not the 3 people who are engaging in a conversation.
Yeah.
So
no,
like it wasn't.
Us.
Yeah. So like to us, this was not
Actively
boring.
engaging.
This was engaging. The superpower conversation.
Superpower algorithm.
Yeah, was because I've just like that's workshopping a story that's never going to happen. That's not super engaging for me.
Which for whatever reason I love those things.
Well, I think just because you don't think about writing those stories, so you're not answering those questions for yourself all the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, do not
blame yourself.
Do not blame yourself. Do not think that you were boring us at all. We
No.
appreciated the information you gave us. It was just I'm just thinking like. The only people who are going to be excited about this conversation
are like 5
are the
people.
3 of us who are having it right now.
Yeah, this is think about this in retrospect.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you come back and rewatch these streams, if you ever decide to do that,
Yeah,
will they be as interesting?
Maybe, who knows?
Exactly.
Yes. See, Nana said she's excited for my workshop tomorrow. Thank you. I am terrified, but my body doesn't know the difference between excitement and terror. So
Yeah, that's a thing that you'll have to learn.
yeah. So like,
Especially if you are gonna hell yeah, headshot.
nice.
That is something that you will have to learn, especially if you're gonna have a lot larger career. You know?
That's very true.
Search. There we go. Where's
Yeah,
that
we go.
one fucker who's firing arrows at me?
Just scan for him. Well, you scan and then have to look around.
There we go. Oh, he's standing on his thing. That's why.
Yeah, like he's just like I'm gonna scan, and then you don't hunt down anything. You're just like you have to.
Fuck. Shit. God.
Oh, your mount died.
Oh, my mount died?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no, not Mountie.
Yes, Mountie.
Yeah, exactly.
Mountie the mountain boar.
Yeah, Mountie the mountain boar. I'm going to call him a Javelina.
A javelina?
Yeah, it's if I remember, I don't know if that's the Mexican, word for boar, or if it's just a specific kind that is native to Mexico. It's one of the two. I remember it because there was a book that our grandmother gave me when I was a kid that was an offshoot of the Three Little Pigs, where it was just the Three Little Pigs, but like Mexican, so it was the Three Javelinas, and that was it. And that's how I found out about like what the fuck a javelina was. Is that it was just
scan for the person.
I know. I'm gonna be difficult because that's just me. Bitch. Die. Eat it. There's a rabbit there.
And then yes, Green Day. I do have the con in June, which that will be something special because it is my first convention.
Yeah, that is your first con.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I love how just so many people keep threatening to crash it.
Well, you should be like, do it.
Oh no, I tell them all the time.
Like, do it.
Yeah.
Coward.
Yeah. I mean, like our brother has threatened to crash it. Friends that I've had have threatened to crash it.
See, I would crash it. I just don't have the money.
True.
That's my big issue is that I would love to crash that con. I don't have any money to actually do it.
I'm poor.
I am very poor and I'm moving pretty soon. And that's not conducive to going to a convention that is, a different state away.
Would you just fucking scan for this person so you know where to kill them?
Where the fuck?
It's behind you because that's a base of people.
Where the fuck? Oh, there you are. Eh. 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 Eh.
There you go.
I killed you.
All right. Well, hey, it is around that time
Oh,
for
is
us
it
to
about
wrap
that
up.
time?
It's about that time for us
It's
to wrap
about
up.
downtime.
Yep.
Oh, well, no, looking about that damn time. All right. Well, you know what? I say goodbye, Aloy.
Goodbye, Aloy.
Goodbye, everybody else.
Yes. Oh, and to answer your Christian Green Day, if you put enough effort in, you can crash anything.
Exactly. If you put enough time, energy, and money, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Tomorrow is the workshop for Webtoon, and then on Sunday is when I'll be doing the review for episode 2 of the Untamed. And then Monday will be a solo stream.
Yeah. What you gonna be streaming?
Cyberpunk. I'm still going through Cyberpunk.
Are you still going through that thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna beat. The plan is to beat the game if time permits or
If time
something else doesn't
permits.
happen.
All right. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.